I'd like introduce, like say who I am.
You can.
Okay. All right. Ready?
You're
okay.
good.
Hi everyone, I'm Aileen. I just wanted to make sure you register for Team Cup. It's starts August 1st, and the coaches who compete in the Team Cup it's like said that they earn 10 times more money than those who do not participate. The UK launch officially is October 21st, so this is a good time to like grow your business outside of the United States. And so start reaching out to people, like join different groups that are like UK related, so you branch out a little bit. Then make sure the shift shop send out your pictures to get your exclusive t-shirts for that. So it'll be new. And then I just want to introduce Lisa. Lisa and I both have like boys that are like the exact same age. Like it's weird. They're like, I think our first are like a couple weeks apart and our second are like days apart. So she's been like super motivational for me to like get back into shape, because I'm like, she's doing it and this is crazy, so I can't make an excuse. So I need to like get my butt in gear. So anyways, Lisa is she's been coaching for 2 years. She's lost 50 pounds and won the Beachbody challenge for her transformation pictures, which is so awesome. And I like tell everybody, I'm like, I was just watching your Insta story, and I'm like telling my sister, because she just had a baby too, and I'm like, look at her. So you're awesome, and you're in the past Success Club 5-star. I'm not saying this right. Past Success Club 5 All-Star. And a diamond coach last. No. So I can't wait to hear you talk tonight.
Okay. Hi guys. Thanks, Aileen. So cute. Oh my God, we're so funny, all of us. Guys, this whole call is about confidence, and we are all just trying to like build our confidence. Like nobody has it, I swear. So. Oh,
I like loved your. I'm like sitting there drinking my like white wine, and I loved your snap story of you and your red wine. I'm like.
Okay. So what is confidence? Anybody? Like, what's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word confidence? Don't be shy. Have confidence.
Belief in yourself.
Belief in yourself. Okay. Anybody else?
Bravery.
What's that?
Bravery,
absolutely. So it is belief in oneself and one's powers or abilities to be able to do something. So everything that comes with confidence has the word belief in it somewhere. So, okay. What is one main thing that you as a coach have a lot of trouble doing? And I know that for most coaches, it's that you have trouble inviting people to the coaching opportunity, and you have trouble inviting people to your challenge groups. Not free ones. You don't care about inviting people to those. But when it comes to a paid group, you're holding yourself back. And I'm only saying you're because I do it too, and I know that we've all done it before. So what is the reason that you're having so much trouble doing these things? Why are you having trouble inviting people to the opportunity and inviting people to your groups? It's fear. Fear is holding everybody back. But if you think about it, I feel like fear of what? Like, and I have it too. And my fears are that when I started, I was like, I know that Rose is my upline, and she's like, post 3 times a day. I was like, get the hell out of here. There is no way I am posting 3 times a day. People are gonna think I'm crazy. Like, that is way too much. I went crazy because that's ridiculous. I'm absolutely not posting 3 times a day. And now some days when I'm at 6, I'm like, geez, maybe I should like chill out for the rest of the day here today. But it really is true. Like if you're a newer coach and you are not posting 3 times a day, get your ass to start doing it, because it helps so much. Like, think about it. I mean, all of you on the team, I see your posts fairly often. And I've been doing power hours with Amanda every morning. And she said, oh, did you see my post from last night? Now, we comment on everybody's stuff all the time. So she should be showing up very often in my newsfeed. And I didn't see her post. Like, how many of your posts that you are spending so much time on are going unnoticed? So make sure that you do keep your posting. Like, that was one of my big fears. And another fear of mine was, what are people going to think of me? Like, they are going to think, like, who does she think she is? Blah, blah, blah. But then I recently just started thinking about it. Like, why do I care so much what these people think? Like, why do we care what other people think about us? And then I'm like, oh, it's the people like from town or the people from high school or whatever. Like, and who gives a crap what they think? Because they are not the people that I'm intending to bring into this business, or the people that I want to help out with the challenge pack and help in their journey. Those are not the kind of people that I want to attract. So try not to think like that. And I'm going to go over a lot of ways to help us not think like that. All right. So how many of you, if you show your hands, do not really have like 100% confidence yet with this business and doing things like that? Unknown caller. So, I mean, it's pretty much everybody. So I suggest that right now, if you guys want, since you're not really going to make it in this business without confidence, you should go into your Coach Online office and fill out your cancellation form, because it's not going to work. And I'm going to tell you that right now. So if you don't want to do that, confidence is built through success. The only way that you are going to build your confidence is if you are doing your vital behaviors and you are getting your own success by doing those things. You will not build your confidence by being too scared and never doing anything and never going for it. So it's the same thing. People are doing the work. You know, you do your work for a week. I'm like, I have these lists over here of people I've been contacting and this and that. I did it for a week and I was like, this does not work. Like, this sucks. Like, I did it for a week. It doesn't work. Like, whatever, that's it. But that's what happens. People throw the towel in. They try. They get frustrated, they throw the towel in, and they think that that's it. But it's not. It's only after you do those things that it starts to come into play, and that your confidence is going to build and help to get you where you need to be. So I would say maybe 1 out of 1,000, maybe 1 out of 800 coaches has complete confidence in themselves as a coach. I was watching a video that was posted once on our page of one of the coaches who had to drink her Energize. She sat there drinking her Energize during a call because she had zero confidence. But if you listen to it, you would never know. So like, my main thing is just fake it till you make it. I'm always nervous. Like, people think I'm not because they think I'm outgoing and this and that. And I used to love to like be in plays in high school. I was always nervous. I would always feel like I had to pee my pants before I went on stage. Even now, before I do a live video, I walk around and give myself a pep talk. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna hit play. I'm gonna hit play. Like, the confidence is not just instilled in anyone. Okay, you need to find the confidence yourself by doing the work. So let me see if I could share my screen here, because I want to show you something. Let's see. I'm not very good at this. Now, you said, right, they should be able to hear it if I share my screen? I hope.
Yeah, you'll be good.
All right, so let's try this. So I don't know if you know, some of the older coaches might know here that Melanie Mitro, she's been the #1 Beachbody coach out of 400,000 coaches for like 3 years. So she is super confident. So
I don't see your screen yet, Lisa.
No, I'm doing it now.
Okay.
Okay, can you see it now?
Yes, you're good.
Okay, so let's see if you can hear this here. So this is Melanie Mitro, who was at Summit and who talks to you, who is super confident. And we all know that, like, she is obviously confident in herself.
Hi, my name is Melanie Mitro, and I am a Beachbody coach. And so today I'm here to answer some questions about what exactly a Beachbody coach is and what.
Okay, if you know Melanie Mitro, That is not what she sounds like now at all. Now she's like, hey, I'm Melanie, you know, whatever. If you don't know her, here's someone that you might know. Here we go, Rose. Hello. Now, Rose is confident. Everybody knows that Rose is really, really confident. And every time she gets on, she's like, hey, guys, like, you know, and it's like, wow, like, how is she doing that? How does she do that? Like, how can we do that? But this is how. You need to learn from your success. So Rose decided a long time ago just to go for it and to get rid of all of her fears. And she was super quiet. And this was Rose a couple years ago.
And why it's so important that you have a plan for where you want to be with your business. So if you're driving in a car and the person...
Okay, that's enough for now. But does Rose sound like that now? Not at all, right? That is not Rose. Like, who the heck is that girl in that video? That is a girl who is not very confident about herself and who, you know, needed to find more ways to make herself successful so that she builds her confidence. Okay, don't go into your Coach Online office and fill out your cancellation form because obviously you can grow your confidence. All right, let's see. All right, I heard this quote when we were at Summit and I really, really like it. It says, you can't say the right thing to the wrong person and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So when you're starting a conversation with someone and you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know if that came out right. Like, I can't hit send. Like, I'm not gonna do that. What is she gonna think of me? You know, you cannot say the right thing to the wrong person. So don't worry about it. If it's the wrong person, no matter what you say, it's gonna be wrong. But if it's the right person, then you can't say the wrong thing to them. So just remember that. And I would suggest write that down, or we'll write that in the call. You can't say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. So we all know that we as Beachbody coaches, every one of us has a fear of inviting. Even if you don't, like, I feel like I've gotten pretty much past my fear of inviting only recently, and I've been coaching for 2 years. But there's still times when I'm like, oh, I don't know how to say it. Like, oh, definitely not going to ask her. Like, so we have a fear of inviting, but we need to think about how a challenge group or this business opportunity helped ourselves, because you can help other people because you know what it's like. You know how it made you feel. You know what it did for you. So don't be scared or intimidated. Have confidence when you are presenting the opportunity to people, or when you are presenting your challenge groups to people, because you know what it can do for you and what it can do for them ultimately. So stop thinking of yourself and your fear, because honestly, it's selfish. It's selfish to think of yourself and your fear when you could be helping all of these other people. So just keep that in mind when you're afraid to hit send. There was the girl, which I forget her name, Amanda. I don't know if you remember what the girl's name is, but the girl that does the Gangster Rap Connection that Amanda does every day. So she's the one that was drinking her Energized to try to just do a team call. And she said, hashtag, don't be a bitch, hit send. So that's what every time that goes through her mind when she's like ready to send a message and she's like, hashtag, don't be a bitch, hit send. So she has to like think of that all the time or else she'll never hit send. And I wrote it down in my notebook when I do my power hours in the morning. And I've been seriously sitting there after I write a message like, and then I go back to the hashtag. I'm like, don't be a bitch, hit send. And then I'll send it. So it really does help out a lot. And you won't even believe the responses I've been getting. Like, people are very responsive to everything that you will say to them. Now, of course, you're going to get people who aren't going to message you back, but just get over your fear of doing it. And the more no's that you get, the easier that it is for you to be able to message people and talk to them and just start a conversation with them. Okay, so ways to help you overcome your fears and your doubts. If you have a notebook, like I said, write these down. One of my fears was my transformation photo that I won the $500 for. If you notice, that picture was taken in April. My first one was taken in February. And then the transformation photo was taken in like the beginning of May. I didn't post it or send it to Beachbody until the middle of December. So June, July, August, September, October, November, December, 7 months I sat on that. And I was like, there is no way I am posting that picture of myself, the worst picture of me in the history of the world, for everyone to see. So we had our team retreat, and this is why I love all of you so much. And I remember standing there at Rose's counter, and I was like, I'm getting salad, right? And Diana's standing behind me, and I was like, oh, listen, we must have been talking about transformations. And I was like, listen, I have this picture. I never showed it to anybody. I was like, I'm going to show it to you, and I want you to tell me what you think, right? So I showed it to her. She was like, girl! I was like, shh, don't show anybody. I don't want to tell anybody. So she's like, you have to do that. She's like, what are you scared of? And I was like, I don't know what people think. And she's like, who cares what people think? And I was like, damn straight, girl. Like, who cares what people think? I was like, I'm posting it on Tuesday. And then like Saturday, Sunday came, Monday, I was like, I'm not posting that. And then I was like, who cares what people think? Don't be a bitch, hit send. So I was like, all right, I'm just going to do it. Right. It was like, my notifications were going off like crazy. It had like something like 500 and something likes, like 390 something comments. I mean, it was insane. So then here I started crying reading what everybody was writing, because I'm like, here I am saying like, oh, I don't look nearly as good as I want to in my after picture. So I shouldn't really post this yet. And I made a note of that in my little story that I told. But what the heck was holding me back for so long? I could have got that $500 a lot sooner, but I waited because I'm such a baby, and I needed someone else to help me out and pep me up and give me some more confidence to do it. And I'm so, so glad that I did. And then I said, it was on the board at Summit, on the big screen in the arena. And of course I was looking down at my phone, and Rose was like, Lisa! And then I looked up and missed it. But I did see it in somebody else's Instagram story, so that was cool. But I was like, great, there's the worst picture in the history of the world for me, for everybody to see, but I was so freaking happy. So do the things that you think that you're scared of, and do the things that you feel like you can't do, because that's what's going to help you to become successful, and that's what's going to help you be more confident. Okay, so ways to help you overcome your fears and your doubts. The one main thing that's going to help you the most is your reason for doing this. What is your why? Why are you a coach? Why did you start your journey? Why are you continuing on this journey? Why are you trying to help other people on this journey? Like, what is your reason for being here? For me, it's a mess of things. I want to be able to I want to be able to play with my kid. When my son Liam was born 2 years ago, I couldn't stand up out of the bathtub. I'll just never forget that feeling. Like, I had to hold onto the walls and like pick him up with one arm with the towel on. It's still kind of tricky how to get a kid out of the bathtub when they're that little, but I had to like pick him up and hold on to something and then go up a little bit and then hold on to something else and like go up a little bit more. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, I cannot live like this anymore. Like, this is just embarrassing. I've never been like this in my life. What the hell did this pregnancy do to me? So that's when I reached out to Rose, and I was like, all right, get me started, whatever. I don't care if it was $1,000. I will get started on this journey. Don't be afraid of the price. Don't be afraid of asking people because of the price, because you know that it's worth it. And you know that there's no price tag on this. There's no price tag on having confidence in the way that you look. And there's no price tag on knowing that you did something good for yourself and it's benefiting everybody else in your life. So don't be afraid of the price. If people think it's too much, they don't see the value in it. And they will eventually. And when they do, they're going to message you because you reached out to them. So don't be afraid to do that. Okay, so make sure that you know your why and you know your reason. And keep that in mind every morning, remind yourself why you're doing this. Like, why am I getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning? Amanda gets up at 4 to do these power hours. Like, why? Keep your why in mind, or else nothing else is going to matter. You're going to be like, I'm not going to get up to do it. But you know what? I don't want to go back to work in September, and I have to, because I didn't work this business enough last year. So that needs to stay in my mind every day and make me realize that this is why I'm doing this. This is why I'm not going to give a crap what people think about me, because I'm going to be home with my kids and they're going to be the ones going to work. which is me right now. So, okay. So vision boards, another thing. I know who was at the team retreat at Rose's house. We made vision boards, right? So for like the first month, my vision board was like somewhere, this is my desk back here, like somewhere on the bottom, because we moved the desk here before the baby was born and I couldn't even find it. And then I'm like, what the hell good is a vision board doing? Like underneath my, who freaking, I might as well have thrown it in the garbage. But now it's hanging up on my refrigerator so that every day I remind myself that I want a new kitchen, that I want to take my kids to Disney once a year because I'm a Disney freak, that I want to go on a family vacation once a year, that I want to get a new house with 5 bedrooms and this and that. So it gives me a reason when I go get my water out of the morning, every morning before my power hour, I'm seeing everything there. All of the visions that I have for myself and for my life right in front of me, so I know why I'm doing this. So if you don't have a vision board, I suggest that you make one or wait and maybe we'll make a new one in December again. Let's see here. Okay. Competence builds confidence. And it's actually a cycle. Competence builds confidence and confidence builds competence. It's kind of the same if you think about it like a bank account. Okay. So it's like having your bank account and you earn interest on your account. And then you are having more money in your bank account. And then you're earning more interest to have more money in your account and more interest and more money, and it keeps going. And that's the same with having competence in this business is going to keep making you more confident. So know what you're doing, know what you're talking about, know, what Shakeology is. That's such a hard one for everyone, but it's the resources are there for us. You have to ask yourself, like, am I resourceful? Because the resources are there. That's not the issue. There's no reason that you shouldn't know every single thing about Shakeology. Although I should, because it's been 2 years and I could be watching these YouTube videos a lot more than I am. But there's no one else to blame besides yourself for not being competent in this business. So let's see. Okay, we have YouTube. Look up anything that you're struggling with. Whatever you personally are struggling with, look it up on YouTube. Type in like struggling with personal development. Type it in. There's videos that come up for you. Watch them. It's that simple. Seriously, whatever you are struggling with, type it in on YouTube and there's going to be a video about it. Most likely from one of the top coaches in the business that can really help you out if you watch it. National wake-up calls. Are you listening to them? Some of us, I know I go back and forth. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I try to catch them. I try to catch the recordings. But there is so much in them that we can learn from, even just hearing the other coaches' stories and then whatever they have to offer you as far as information in that call. Summit, another great place to go for resources and to have such a great time with our team. It's awesome. Super Saturdays, if you are not signed up for a Super Saturday, make sure that you are. These are all things that are going to help you become more resourceful. So ask yourself every day, am I being resourceful enough? Because it's not the lack of resources that's the problem. It's the lack of your resourcefulness. Okay. Here's another quote that I heard. It's better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than to have an opportunity and not be prepared. So did you ever get somebody that like emails you or messages you about Shakeology and you're like, what's the difference between Shakeology and this other thing? And I'm like, sometimes like in my head, Shakeology's great. I love it. Like, what the hell does that do? Nothing. Like, you have to know some of these things. So check out the YouTube videos. And there's 2 really great ones that are posted on our team page. I know a lot of the leaders in our team post a lot of great things in the team page, in the file section. Rose is constantly putting stuff there. But if you're not checking it out, it doesn't make any sense. So make sure that you're watching it because it will really, really help you. So again, like this is for your own business, right? Like it's not going to help you because it's going to help Aileen or it's going to help Alicia. Like it's going to help you. So if you want to grow your business and you don't want to just stay where you are, check out some of these things and it will help you because although it's not reading a book, you're not sitting there reading I Am That Girl, which is taking me forever. I swear I've been reading that book forever. I'm sorry. it is personal development doing these things, listening to these calls, going to these events. That is also personal development. So don't just think it has to be in a book, because it doesn't. Okay, let's see here. Okay, so another way to help you build confidence, you need to just decide it. Decide that you're going to be confident. Tomorrow when you wake up, tell yourself, I'm going to be confident today. And everybody post a damn live video tomorrow, okay? So you are going to be confident. And just tell yourself that, I'm going to be confident today. I don't care if you are or you're not. Like, fake it till you make it. Just like me, before I went on stage, I would always feel like I had to pee my pants. Like, you just and then I go out there and I'm like, and like nobody thinks I'm afraid because I have to fake it. But fake it till you make it, because that's what works for me. And I know that it could work for other people because my confidence isn't 100% there. Because you don't want to be drinking a bottle of wine every night. So, or maybe you do, whatever. Just be you. Do not try. I know you hear this all the time. Do not try to be another coach. Do not try to be one of the top coaches. Just be you, and people are going to see that. If you're trying to be someone else, people can just tell if you're not authentic. Other people will be able to tell that. So just be you. And even if you're not confident, be yourself. Tell them, like, listen, I am not confident, but I'm trying to work through it. Anything, be yourself. And just do it. You need to get going. If you keep yourself where you are right now, being totally not confident and scared, if you keep yourself there, you're going to stay there. Like, you need to start. You need to take baby steps to get yourself to get a little bit of success so that you become more confident, then get a little bit more success, and then you become a little bit more confident, and it just keeps going. Just like the competent confidence cycle is the same with success and confidence. It grows your confidence the more successful that you are. But you cannot be successful unless you start doing these things. And what is holding you back? Fear. Fear of what people will think. Fear of what your family might think. Fear of rejection. Fear that people might say no to you. Who the hell cares? I know at Summit they said the Go for No challenge, which we're doing in our cup team. Go for No. It's the book. It's the book. I know a lot of you have read. Who's read Go for No? That's on our call. So basically, you want to invite someone just expecting that they're going to say no, and then if they say yes, hey, bonus for you. But you need to get the no's out of the way, and those are the people that you don't want to attract. Get those out of the way so that you have time and you have room for all the people that do say yes to you. And the more no's that you get, the easier it is to just ask people and don't be a bitch, hit send. Because you don't care how many people say no. Like, you say no, all right, fine. But at least you ask. Do you know how many people, I can't even tell you, were in a challenge group with me, or I saw online, not even in a challenge group with me, but I saw online, and I always wanted to like ask them, oh, do you want to be a coach? You know, I wanted to like talk to them about it and say, hey, I have this really great opportunity. I love what I do, my team, blah, 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 you know, go about it the right way. And then they start selling the freaking wraps, or now they're Rodan and Fields. And I'm like, what? These people are like taking over the world. Why? Because I didn't ask them. I never said like, do you want to do this with me? Because I feel like if I could talk to them, it would be a total game changer, and they would have been on our team already, and they wouldn't have been selling wraps and wrapping people in something to help them lose weight. That I still don't understand that thing. I never will understand that. But it's because I didn't ask them, because I was afraid. And it is killing me in my business, and it's going to kill yours too. So just try to be confident. Don't even try. Tell yourself when you wake up tomorrow, I'm not even kidding, I'm going to be confident today. I am confident. I am a very confident coach. And just tell yourself that, and then you will be throughout the day. I promise you, if you tell yourself that, you will be throughout the day. I think that is pretty much all that I have. So stop thinking of yourself, like I said, because it's selfish, and think about how you can help all of these other people out there that have no one else to help them, that keep complaining every day, that hate their bodies, that are hating the way that they're living life, that are eating like a bag of Doritos for dinner and thinking that they're losing weight because that's all that they're eating. Like, there are so many people that we can help. You just have to get over your fear of not wanting to ask them, because what? Because why? So hashtag don't be a bitch and hit send. And don't forget that, and tell yourself tomorrow, I am going to be confident. Any questions? Be confident and speak up, please. Even if you've never asked a question, you better ask one tonight.
I have a question. what is like what made you, because I have like issues with posting multiple times still, and I go certain times and I can do it and then I like back out. What like made you like get over that? Like what is your number one thing like that made you be like, I can do this, it's not a big deal?
So I kind of looked at like everybody who was really successful in this business and I wasn't getting anywhere. And I was like, you know what? Like that's what they're doing. They are posting that many times a day. And the same girl that said, I saw a little kid, so don't be a bee, hit send. The same girl that said that also said, hold on a second, I just lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, also said, make sure that you're posting like a boss. Because if you're not posting like a boss, all those other things that you're doing aren't going to matter. Like you could be doing the vital behaviors, but unless people are seeing your stuff pop up and you're doing it, it's not going to matter. So they kind of need to go hand in hand. But another thing that made me do it was I was like, I kind of felt like not a real coach. Like if that makes any sense, I was like, you know, I'm doing this, like I'm going to do this. And I want people to, when they have a question with health and fitness, I want them to come to me. But if I'm only posting, like there was another girl in town that was a coach too. And she like barely ever posted. And I was always like, everybody's going to go to her. And I was like, no, they're not. Because I'm going to be posting 3 times a day and they're going to be seeing my stuff. And I did a training and it was kind of like, just share your story. You don't always want to be posting just health and fitness tips. You want to be sharing your life. And that's one main thing that a lot of coaches don't do is share their life with everybody else. So, you know, little things like here and there, like today I posted we were going to the farmer's market and whatever, like share what you're doing. So your posts are, you know, one that's health and fitness related, one like doing workout or motivational, and one about like your life, not just about, stuff that could help you in your health and fitness business. You know, make sure that you're sharing your life also.
Hey, Lisa, can you explain live videos? There was a question that I think we could all know more about. Like, what's the purpose behind doing live videos? What do I go live about? And why is it important to go live?
So live is like huge right now. And they also did say this training that I'm doing, that if you're not going live, your business is going to be like, because that's what everybody's doing now. It's like the new mainstream thing to do is to go live. So it takes a little bit, you know, and like I said, like I never forget the first one that I did, and I posted on our team page. I was like, my heart is beating outside my chest right now. I don't know what I'm doing. And now most of my live videos will get almost 1,000 views, because the more often that you do them, the more that people are seeing them. So it could be about anything. Like I did one that got like, I don't know, a crazy amount of views about like the day that I stopped breastfeeding and I went to formula. I just did something about that. It doesn't have to be Beachbody related at all. I did one about how people, like I said, they throw the towel in when they're not seeing results. Just like our business, same thing with people's fitness. If you're doing these small steps here and there and you're not seeing any results, you're not losing any weight, you're going to be like, you know, like so like 90% of people do. And they're like, you know, forget this, it's not working. When you know, people on our team know that you have to keep going and keep going and keep going, because you're not going to see the results right away. So going live is like huge. It could be about anything you want. It could be about, okay, so like here's this glass of water. So I can go live tomorrow and say, how many of you are not drinking enough water? I know that it's like crazy, especially because it's summer and you know, people need to stay hydrated, but did you know that you have to be drinking half of your body weight in ounces? And I don't know if you're actually doing that, but here's some ways you could spruce up your water with some berries and whatever. I mean, it could be about absolutely anything that you can go live about. You can go live doing your workout, and just letting people see what you're doing, which I like to do on days that I feel like crap and I can't do the workout, because I know if I'm live, I'm going to damn push myself doing that workout. So it could really just be anything that you want. But the reason that they say to go live more often now is because it's like the new thing and it's taking over. And that's what people are watching. They're watching the coaches that are posting live videos, and they're watching them live. And it doesn't matter if they're live. Don't ever go on live and say like, all right, I'm just going to wait a few minutes for some people to come on. Just going to sit here and wait. Like, most, like 90% of your audience is going to be watching your live video after it was live. So don't even worry about it. If you decide that you really don't like it, delete it if you have to. I would never really encourage you doing that, because the things that mess up are the things that are going to make people like you, which it sounds crazy, but I know one time I was doing my workout and my phone fell and Liam picked it up and brought it over to me. He's like picking his nose, and I was like, like, am I really going to delete this? And that's all that people commented on. And that's why other people watch it, because they were like, oh my God, I can't believe that he did that. Like, so the imperfections are what will really make your live videos. So don't think too much about them, and just try to remember, like, I'm going to be confident and I'm going to do this, because there is nothing stopping you besides yourself.
All right, I'm going to jump on because I wanted to kill you when you played that darn video. I was like, no, don't do it. And my face probably turned like bright red. But I remember I used to sit in the bathroom for almost an hour to do a two minute like training video. And Dave's like, are you freaking done? I was like, no. I was like, you can't talk, you can't speak. Like, I can't concentrate. Like, I would almost like get myself into like a panic attack about doing those videos. But the only way I learned how to like speak and not be, I mean, even like sometimes, I mean, I'm still afraid here and there, but I'm totally different than I was 4 years ago. So it is so true. Like, you just have to do it. You're going to suck really bad at the beginning, but what, like, did you ever start and you like were freaking awesome at it? Like the first time you made like a home cooked meal, I'm sure like you burnt everything to pieces, or you baked a cake. Like, I'm sure like you got stuff all over the counter. So it's not going to be perfect the first time you do it, but you have to build up, like, your confidence is like building up that muscle. So it went really good with today's call. I've been reading this on F Yourself book, and I started on my way to Summit, and I was like, I wanted to highlight the entire book, but I couldn't find a highlighter. But what I was reading today actually went really well with what Lisa was talking about. So a couple quotes that like really stuck out for me is, an action breeds doubt and fear. Action breeds confidence and courage. If you want to conquer your fear, do not sit home and think about it. Go out and get busy. So if you think about it, and I remember, I think it was 2 summits ago where one of the top coaches was asked, like, what's one of like the biggest mistakes that new coaches make? And she says, think. She said, when you just sit there and think, you're going to come up with all these ideas of why you can't do this, of why you're not good enough, of all these fears. Thinking is like the end of new coaches. Stop thinking and start doing. And there was another quote. You don't have to feel like today is your day. You just have to act like it is. So exactly like Lisa said, like, just freaking do it. And one more is, you change your life by doing, not by thinking about doing it. So it's all about putting everything into action. So this book, like, if you're lacking that courage, I highly suggest getting this. What else did I want to say? Lisa, like, this call was freaking awesome. And I think this was like the highest number of people we've had on the call all year long. So I think that shows.
They thought it was going to be a 13-star elite coach coming.
Yeah, no. I mean, I think it goes to show, Lisa, like, people want to hear from you. So you brought awesome content, and thanks for bringing it.
I posted in the, where we announced the call for tonight, a link that gives you, like, I think it's like 10 different books for, if you're lacking confidence, 10 different personal development books that you guys can get if you want to check out the link too.
Awesome. Questions, comments, let's go.
What's your favorite book that you've read that relates to confidence?
Not really many of them. I mean, the book that I'm still reading, I Am That Girl, you know, that I've been reading forever. I'm almost done with it now. But there was actually a quote in here too. So that it says that you have to trust yourself, and it says, sometimes we make excuses for not doing or trying something because we lack the confidence to do it. If you don't believe you can do it, like ace a test or go to a cocktail party with a room full of strangers or move to a new city. If you never have the guts to try in the first place, excuses will justify you settling for what you have, and they'll prevent you from chasing down what you really want. You have to believe that you could do it before you can drown out all of the convenient reasons why you think that you can't. So this is a really good book to help, because there's been like a ton of things that I've highlighted that are all about like taking care of ourselves and setting our goals to help us. But unless you have the confidence, it's not going to help. So if you guys didn't read, I know a lot of us read this already, but if you didn't, this is a really good one to start with. And like just PD in general too. If you're not doing any PD, like that's what you need to be doing, because that's what's going to help make you confident. If you're not reading something, or if you're not doing PD, you're going to probably stay where you are. So it helps you a lot, because I feel like a lot of people that aren't on our team, like they don't get it. Like my mom, I'm like, she comes over sometimes. I love my mom to death, but I'm like, man, she could really use some personal development. So I told her, I'm like, Ma, you should try to read some personal development. She's like, get the hell out of here, But it really is different, where people in the real world, like besides our team and the Beachbody world, they don't really get personal development. I didn't get it when I started. I was like, I don't need personal development. Like, I'm fine, whatever. But you do. If you want this to work and you want to be more confident, personal development is definitely going to help you do that. Like I said, the vital behaviors, which that's one of them.
There. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, Megan, we can hear you. You can talk.
Okay. Where, like, I post a lot. I try to post as much as I possibly can, but sometimes I just don't have the right words. I mean, is there any books out there besides personal development that can give you, I don't know, ideas? I love reading so many coaches' words, but like you said, if they're not your own words, like I just don't know. I don't have as much experience and time in with Beachbody that sometimes I feel like my transformation story isn't as good as somebody that has the experience. Like I don't get a paycheck every week, so I don't feel like I can use that. Like what other things can I talk about that would pull people in? Because sometimes I feel like people are sick and tired of seeing me post.
So when you're thinking of your post, like whatever subject it is that you want to post about, think of who you are speaking to when you're posting it. Like think of who is the target market, who are the target people that you want to see this message and that you want to get that. Like for me, it's moms that just had babies right now. Like that's who I want to be seeing all of my posts. So that's what I'm going to post for. So at night, this might help you when you just get started. At night, I'll like think of a post and put like a lot of heart into it. And it doesn't get easier for us, even as seasoned coaches. Like if sometimes I feel like it might get harder because I'm really trying to like speak to that target market and put a lot of like feelings behind, because I want them to know, like basically put themselves in my shoes and see themselves in my post. So write out one at night and then have it ready to go for the next day. Like sometimes just when I'm laying in bed before bed, I, instead of scrolling on Facebook like I normally did, I'll like write out one of my posts for the next day. And it helps because then I'm not so like rushed the next day, especially with the kids. It's like hard to do stuff like that. So try, if especially now for like being newer, try to write one out at night and just put some feelings into it and try to remember who you're talking to. And that's really it. And then words, just like think of feelings, and that's it. Just put your feelings into the post.
I'm just gonna jump in with that one too, because I know that was a big thing that like I struggled with. Like I hate writing, and I never felt like I had the right words. So for me, like reading PD did help, because I would find like quotes, I'd highlight them, and then like I would just like post the quote, but I would elaborate on what that meant for me, and then kind of just pull from that. So it's not that I'm just posting a quote and then putting a smiley face. Like, no, like you obviously like want to elaborate on that, but also like we are in this Beachbody like tunnel vision. We look at like the top coaches like they're movie stars, right? So when we read their posts, we're like, oh, like that stuff is so great. Like, you know, like you're looking up to them, but you have to think like everybody, like Beachbody is really a small world. We just think it's so big because we're right in the middle of it. So think of like the people that are your friends that are watching you. You have to kind of close the gap, meaning if you make it such a big stretch, people aren't going to be able to relate to you. So you can't go from like 5 miles an hour to like 100 miles an hour. People are going to be like, what happened? Like, how did she get there? So people want to meet you where you're at now and closing that gap. So people need to relate to you where you are now and not to, you know, you 5 years from now, because you're not there yet. So it's okay if you're finding your way, and that's what you want to share and show people is you finding your way. So it's okay if you're like, like I didn't have the right words, or I didn't, you know, have this big long post like Melanie Mitro does. You know what? If long posts aren't your jam, then don't do them. Maybe in a year or two, like if you have one long post, yay, like that's great. But, you know, you don't have to, there's no quote unquote Beachbody way to be posting. Like you'll see like new coaches that are successful are totally different than what everybody else is posting. It makes them stand out. So stand out, be you, and just post and you'll find your way. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Can I chime in for a second too? Okay, can you hear me? So I was just gonna say on top of that, just to kind of say something, because like Lisa said, you know, some coaches who have been in it for a while struggle because you're like, well, I don't want to keep repeating myself, number one. So what you want to think about that too is you should be adding to your network and adding new people. So that's number one. You're never really repeating yourself because you have a new audience and not everybody always sees your post. So that's the first thing you want to remember, is that if you're constantly adding to your network and growing your network, then you do want to occasionally share your original story. But then also, if you're taking little snippets and pieces of your story, you know, not everybody has one story. We all have these, you know, 15 to 20 different little stories, little struggles, little triumphs, and that's kind of what you want to take little piece by piece. So it's not like, oh, blurt it all out, here's my story, or here's my struggle, because we have so many different aspects of our life that this is impacted. So that's what you want to be sharing is, you know, even if it's the small little thing of like a non-scale victory or something like that. And you can even think of what life was like before this opportunity, before this community, before this team, before all of these other elements of Beachbody came into your life. So if you start thinking about all of those little itty bitty pieces, those are all itty bitty little posts that can add up to more than, you know, multiple times a day. So, you know, think of all aspects of your life. You know, if you talk about like today I went live, like I don't usually go live, but you know, I went live the past couple of days because it's out of your comfort zone, but you're sharing little glimpses into your life. You're not doing these 20-minute videos. You know, it can just, like Lisa said, just be like, here, this is how I'm quick making my breakfast. Or it could be a child melting down on the floor while you're trying to get your workout in. You know, because like Rose said, it makes you relatable. And that's where you make the connection with people to become their coach. They look at you and go, oh, well, if she's doing it with a, you know, an infant crying hysterically or not napping, you know, that's the relatable point, and that's what they're going to look at and see. So it's not necessarily the same content that you're sharing, and it doesn't have to be a paycheck that you're sharing, because the journey that you're on alone is enough to be your story and to be sharing. Does that make sense? Yeah.
Totally. And also hopping on that too, like even you might not think it's significant, But even like when you do get a paycheck, even if it's like $50 or $25 or whatever, people can relate to that. And I always thought this, like, oh, when I can finally quit my full-time job, when I earn 6 figures with this business, people are going to be like, yeah, I'm all on board. And guess what? That was the freaking month I did not hit Success Club, was when I bought my brand new home and when I quit my full-time job. I'm like, everyone's going to be like, yeah, I want to join. And guess what? Nobody wanted to freaking join me because the gap was too big. I wasn't being relatable and I wasn't sharing where I started in the beginning. In the beginning, I struggled. In the beginning, I was working 6 days a week. In the beginning, I was making, I don't know, maybe like $75 every other week. It wasn't huge. So share those little small successes. They're actually way bigger than the bigger successes. Anybody else? Comments, questions?
Reminder, we have Power Hour tomorrow morning, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, if anybody wants to join us. It's been me and Amanda this whole week. Haley, we miss you, girl.
I'll be there.
Okay.
Rose, we're hoping to see you too.
Oh, shut up. I knew you would miss it.
And if anybody's not sure like what a power hour is, just because there's some new people on here, like so come on. If you're up early in the morning and that's the time that works for you, like come on and we can certainly share kind of what we go through in the morning and what we're doing with our time, so that you have a sense of like, I mean, we laugh a little bit, but most of the time we're just messaging.
So I printed out something off of Team Arise's files. It was a Power Hour to-do list. So in my mind, I thought Power Hours to do by myself, but then like I have seen some of the coaches say that they do a Power Hour and people join them. So like how does that work?
So we basically just do it. We kind of do our own thing. We're messaging our own people, but we're doing it at the same time. So, just like when you're getting started with working out, like if you're having a hard time figuring out when to fit it into your day, it's just a way, like I know that I'm going to get my power hour done, because if I don't, Lisa's going to like come to Wisconsin and, turn my computer on for me, which would be so fun. But it's just really, I think, an accountability thing. And then we share some ideas too. So, like when it's been Haley and Lisa and I, we've been, if we're stuck on how to respond to somebody, or we've talked about how we organize our lists. I don't know. Just a little bit of idea sharing here and there as we're getting going. So,
So I get up every morning at 5, but I feel like that's too early to message somebody.
Nope.
No.
They're going to see it when they're going to see it. But, if that's the time that works for you, I wouldn't worry about it. I mean, if anything, they're going to be like, sweet, I know she's up at 5 o'clock. So if I don't hear from her tonight, I'll hear from her in the morning.
Okay.
I've been messaging people for 2 years at 4 o'clock in the morning. So it hasn't inhibited me to be successful.
And they do it on a Zoom like this. So everyone gets on a Zoom, and then I think Amanda plays some fun music.
Yep.
And then you say,
for tomorrow too. Woo.
Uh-oh, that playlist might get me up.
Yeah, right. Come on, Rose.
One of these days, I'm going to surprise you guys. Just watch it. Just watch.
And we all look like a hot mess, so don't worry about what you look like.
Oh, I don't care.
Also,
we know you don't.
I want to.
Rose doesn't shower.
Hey.
Okay, real quick. Can you hear me? Yes. I just wanted to welcome Lauren. Hi, Lauren. Where are you? There she is. Lauren is a brand new coach, and this is her first team call. So I just want to say hi. Say hi to Lauren. And it's awesome that she's on her first team call after she just signed up. She's already halfway to Emerald. She just signed up her mom under her. So I just want to give you some props, girl.
Woo! All right, I think we are good to go, ladies. Lisa, freaking awesome call. Everyone else, thanks for coming on, and we will catch you next week for Christina. She will be running the team call next week. See you guys. Bye.